Hey everyone, it's Adrienne Furry here. It is Friday afternoon and I was just finishing getting myself ready to go out. I have a gala function this evening, ooh la la, very fancy. And I thought I would just jump on here and share a few quick makeup tips with you. So what I thought I would be sharing with you is just 3 really simple tips of how you can take your day makeup to night makeup. So this is a question that I get, hi Miranda, this is a question I get a lot from people. Like it's like, you know, like a lot of my clients say, I don't really know what I'm doing with my makeup. Like I do the same thing during the day that I do at night. And that's frustrating, right? Like we want to be able to change things up a little bit when we're going out and to, you know, feel different than we do during the day, right? Like the energy of being out in the evening is really different. And, you know, along with changing our clothes and all those kinds of things, obviously the ideal is that you have a few tricks in your pocket of how to switch up your makeup. So let's dive in. I'm supposed to be on a cab or in a taxi in just a few minutes here. So, hi Trish. So I'm going to dive right in. So tip number 1, I mean, in a perfect world, you know, you'd like wash your face, take everything off, re-moisturize, start from scratch, but like, totally not necessary. So I was super lazy / practical, and I just worked off the same makeup that I'd had on all day. I was out with a client all morning and working this afternoon, and so I already had, you know, some makeup on. It wasn't a full face, but I certainly already had bits and pieces done. Like I had my eyebrows done and a little bit of eyeshadow and stuff on and my mascara. And so instead of starting from scratch, I just built off of what I already had. I did kind of refresh my skin. I put a little bit of like a toner on a cotton pad and just kind of cleaned my skin a little bit and sort of avoided the eye area. New tiny little bit of moisturizer and boom, good to go. So tip number 1, work with what's already kind of on there. You know, if you're in a little bit of a time crunch and you don't want to feel like you have to start from scratch. It's not necessary to start from scratch. Tip number 2, you want to deepen and darken things a little bit. So, I mean, the main difference, I don't know how well you can see my makeup right now, but the main difference that I did with my eyeshadows is I just went in with a darker eyeshadow. So I worked in a, thank you for sharing the video, Trish. Thank you, thank you. So, you know, I just went in with a little bit of a darker eyeshadow. So I took a little bit of a darker shadow into the crease. So you can see this dark bit here, and a little bit under the eyes as well. And I blended that out really nicely. That's a tip too. Like you always want to really do a really nice job of blending your eyeshadows. Always, but especially under the eye. That's definitely an area that you don't want it to be kind of heavy and too kind of rough looking. So a little bit of that darker eyeshadow. It doesn't need to be a black. Like for example, I used, hi Kate, thank you. We need to connect, by the way. It's been too long. So, you know, so I didn't use black. So when I talk about a dark eyeshadow, like this one that I used here is like a really deep, kind of like plum color. So it's, yes, I agree. So a little bit of a darker eyeshadow can just add that little bit of depth and create that smoky effect. And then I also went in with some heavier eyeliner. So I used like a nice cream eyeliner, and I did wings. I love wings. It's something that I tend to do a lot, but not necessary. But just some nice little bit heavier eyeliner just to add a little bit more depth and drama. And then here's another little tip as well. If you've never played with putting eyeliner in the waterline, which is that inside wet part of the eye, that's a really effective place to add some immediate drama to your makeup. And then I also did put on some little half lashes. So a little set of false lashes, I think is almost essential for night makeup. I don't know about the other makeup aficionados out there, but anytime that I'm doing a little bit more makeup, a little bit of a fuller face of makeup, it almost always includes lashes. And then the third tip that I'll share with you before I have to jet, because my husband's going to be coming down, knocking on the door here in 2 seconds, saying the taxi's here, is highlighting. So, you know, I know highlighting and contouring's been like all the buzz for the last, I mean, whatever, since Kim Kardashian started all of this being really trendy and popular, but highlighting and contouring is something that's always been around. So it's, frankly, it's nothing new. And so, but a little bit of highlighting, especially in the, hi Melissa, especially for the evening is beautiful. So you can see how the light's kind of bouncing off my cheeks there a little bit right now. I wish I could say that was just naturally dewy, fabulous skin. It is highlighting. So that is a nice, just a little bit of a pop of a highlighter right along the top of the cheekbones. Just really gives that lift and catches the light when when you turn your face, and it just creates this really beautiful effect. So a little bit of highlighting there. I did a tiny little bit of highlighting just on the top lip to try to make those puppies look like they're a little bit fuller. What other highlighting did I do? Oh, I did a little bit of a highlight on the inside corner of the eye here. It's a little bit harder to see without being in person, but that's a really another great classic highlighting spot. And then I'm wearing a skirt, which I won't try to give you a full sort of shot right now, but I even did a little bit of highlighting up my legs. So highlighting does not necessarily have to be restricted to the face only. If you're wearing something that's open, if your shoulders are showing, I'll always do a little bit of highlighting on the top of my shoulders, collarbone. If your cleavage is showing, a little bit of highlighting right on the top of your breast is beautiful. You can even do a little bit of contouring right down into your cleavage, make it look like you're a little more sort of well endowed than perhaps you are. All right, so that was 3 quick tips, and I really do have to blast off, but thank you so much for joining me here, everyone. A quick mention, I've got a makeup and image program that is going to be launching in less than 2 weeks. It's all online, so it doesn't matter where you live, and so if that's something that maybe you are interested in, I would love to talk with you about that. So just shoot me a message and I can give you all the details on that. Otherwise, I hope everyone out there and everyone watching the replays has a fabulous, wonderful Friday and a great weekend. And I look forward to connecting in Facebook. All right. Bye, guys.